What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Mindful Gains. I'm Bryce, and in this video, I want to share 6 signs that you're intimidating. Let's get right into it. Being intimidating is almost kind of subjective because you may have certain patterns or behaviors that may affect somebody a certain way and that may not affect another individual in that same way. So I want to keep that in mind. And the point of this video is to not tell you what to do, but it's simply to just put awareness on certain behaviors, and then you can choose how you want to modify, tweak, change things if you even want to do that. Because the things on this list, some are healthy and some aren't. So some of the things on this list you are going to want to embrace and keep running with. And some of the things on this list you might just want to take note of and say, that might be something I maybe want to work on. The first sign that you are intimidating to other people is that you are an independent thinker. You are someone who does not follow the pack. You don't follow trends. You do your own thing. And this can be intimidating to people because people are not used to other individuals who speak their mind freely, who think freely, who don't have to necessarily say what you think I should say because everybody else does it. You know, I'm the type of dude like, hey, I might see everybody going this way, but I might be going this way because that's what works better for me. Being somebody who is strong and confident in your own decision making, in your own opinions about things. And again, not being disrespectful. You're somebody who is able to voice your thoughts, voice your perspective and your point of view of things in a respectful manner. That's the difference here. You're not coming at somebody saying, hey, the way you think is stupid. The way I think is, no, none of that. But you are an independent thinker and you do not follow trends and you do not follow the pack. The second sign that you are intimidating to people is that you are not overly expressive. And one particular aspect of this is that you don't smile. I'll give you a little quick story here. So I wore braces for a minute, and before I got braces, I never smiled, or I covered my mouth when I smiled because I needed them damn braces. But I'm sharing this to say that I got different attention and different energy when I didn't smile as opposed to how I am now where I smile all the damn time. I come off as more approachable. The energy that I get back from people is just different than when I was walking around, stone faced and not smiling. Smiling is a powerful thing. And maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you're not somebody who is overly smiley. If you got that RBF face, that resting bitch face type shit, if you always kind of that's going to intimidate people. You don't come off as an approachable type of person. And if that's how you want to carry yourself, that's absolutely fine. Now, a third sign that you're intimidating is that you do not take feedback well. You don't take constructive criticism well from people. You may be intimidating to people if they can't challenge you, if they can't provide feedback to you. And I'm not saying anybody should just be providing you with feedback. You know what I mean? I'm talking about maybe like in a work setting, if you got a manager that needs to tell you about yourself, your partner, stuff like that. If you don't take feedback well, if you're always defensive, if you're quick to snap back at them, that's a sign that you're intimidating. That will keep people from wanting to approach you because they don't know how you're going to react. They can't tell you anything. So that's something that you want to be mindful of. Number 4. You move on your own time and you do not conform to expectations. You do what you want to do. You don't conform to what people think you should be doing. You're confident in your own skin. You're confident within yourself enough to where if I can make it happen, if you need something from me and I can make it happen, I'll make it happen. But I also don't have a problem telling you that, hey, I can't make that happen. This is not to not be of service to somebody. This is not to be helpful and to be selfish, but that's what I mean by moving on your own time. You're not on anybody's schedule. You move how you want to move. If you got to get that workout in, you're going to get that workout in because you know the benefits that you're going to reap from that workout. Now, the 5th way that you may be intimidating is your tone and your assertiveness. I think a lot of the times we're not aware of how we may sound outside of our body. You know what I mean? And we're not aware of how that may impact others. Now, this is kind of a double-edged sword because I can't be responsible for how my words impact you, but then again, I can. If I know that how I speak impacts you a certain way, I have the power to tweak that. I have the power and the choice to say, all right, I know when I speak like this, or when I speak assertively, it might affect this person in a certain way. And I'm gonna be mindful of that. Now, that's not to say you need to change who you are. You need to be this chameleon, and you need to like, what all it's doing is putting awareness on it. And then you have the power to make the choice. I want you to still operate from that authentic place. I want you to still be yourself. Just be mindful. Just be mindful. That's like saying, if your girl or somebody told you like, hey, when you speak to me this way, it makes me feel X, Y, and Z. It makes me feel like shit, or whatever. You're going to continue to speak that way to her? Are you going to say, well, that's just how I talk? And I think a lot of us do that. I used to do that until I realized, like, damn, I don't have tact. My tone gets a little bit out of hand. And it stems from, this is getting deeper here, but it stems from not being able to like recognize when you're triggered and when you need to regulate yourself. Your tone may go from here to here, and you may think, oh, that's just me. That's just how I talk. When really you're overlooking that, hey, you're actually pissed off about something, and your voice has raised to a higher level because you're triggered, because you're activated, and you're coming off in more of an asshole way. So it's being mindful of these little components. It's being mindful of these little nuances. Now, if you're getting any value out of this list, please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel too, so that you know when I drop more videos just like this. All right, now for this final sign that you are intimidating, you know how to say no and set healthy boundaries for yourself. When you tell somebody no, and you do it confidently, you ain't got no feelings of guilt. You don't feel like you're letting anybody down. You ain't disappointing nobody. You're like, no, I can't do whatever it is you're asking me to do. When you're able to do that in a healthy way, not in the unhealthy way where you cussing somebody out and saying, get the F out of my face, none of that type of stuff. But when you're able to set boundaries for yourself, that can be intimidating to people. People don't know how to respond to that. People don't know how to take that level of confidence when it's expressed to them. That's another example of what I'm saying. Like, you can't control that. You can't control when you're establishing healthy boundaries for yourself and how that might hit somebody, how that might hit one of your family members, how that might hit one of your good friends. Some of that stuff, they're going to have to learn to accept. They're going to have to just understand that, yo, this guy is just setting a boundary for himself. That don't make him any less of a friend, any less of a human being, any less of an individual. But when you set them boundaries for yourself, you give that person the opportunity to adjust, and you're putting them on notice that, hey, this may not work for me. And I have no problem telling you that. So I just wanted to highlight these quick 6 signs that you may be intimidating. And like I said, some of these things may be intimidating to certain people, and they may not be intimidating to other people. It's simply just to highlight certain behaviors and certain patterns. But yeah, don't forget, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.